Hi, this is Julianne Silviero, author of Unleash Your True Athletic Potential, which is available now on Amazon. And today I'd like to talk to you a little bit, because we are heading into the new year, of course, a little bit about how you're going to make sure that you don't injure yourself when you're meeting your new training needs for 2015. So one thing that I would really strongly suggest is that many of you guys go and just kind of get an evaluation, because I'm sure many of you kind of know someone who, you know, they're out injured and then they're back, and then before you know it they're out injured again, and all this sort of stuff. It just makes it very difficult to see any kind of progress, whether you're trying to make athletic gains or you're trying to lose weight or whatever the case may be. So one really good way to prevent all that would be to go and get an evaluation to see how you're moving, to make sure that your movement patterns aren't compromised, to make sure you're not weak in some areas and strong in other areas that would leave you vulnerable to injury. So some more common methods of evaluation would be FMS, which is a functional movement screening. And you can get that done. Sometimes physical therapists do it, sometimes athletic trainers do it, sometimes chiropractors do it, and it's just where they put you through a series of movements. Then after you go through these series of movements, you can log into account. That'll show you all the exercises you need to do every day to sort of correct for any imbalances that you might have. If you're lucky enough to live in the Santa Barbara area of California, there is something out there, if you just read the article in Sports Illustrated, called P3. And P3, they do all these different motion centers. It's very expensive to get evaluated, but they're using it in the NBA and the NFL, and they're seeing good results. So the idea is they kind of put out a bunch of plates, watch how you load to explode, watch how you move, and based on that, prescribe corrective exercises. If all of this is just, wow, this is too much for me, you could also go to a physical therapist. Just ask the physical therapist to kind of evaluate your posture, evaluate the way you move a little bit, or you could ask the physical therapist to evaluate you specifically for what you intend to do. So perhaps you want to start running, or perhaps you're a pitcher, or perhaps you want to do CrossFit. You know, any of those things, they can give you some recommendations based on that. Just, I would advise you to go to someone, if you're going to a physical therapist, who really knows your sport, because there are lots of physical therapists out there, for example, that deal with the elderly. That doesn't make them bad physical therapists. It just means they don't really know sports physical therapy the way that those that specialize in sports do. So I know a few of you are kind of like, wow, this is overwhelming, like, why do I have to do all this? Well, really, you have to think of it this way. If you haven't taken your car out, you know, for a long drive, let's say in months and months, you're probably going to want to get it looked at by the mechanic before you go from, like, New York to South Carolina. It's the same thing with your body, and you want to make sure you're not in a place where you can hurt yourself because there's already an imbalance existing. And there is a lot more information on that in my book. If you would like, I can also come speak for your organization. That's another opportunity that's out there. But most importantly, what I'm looking for is that you guys meet all your goals this year, but in a happy, healthy way. Don't want anyone out there getting injured.